What is good, YouTube? Warstu here, and I don't know if you can see my little beast of a dog, Baz. So this is the finale, ending to an epic series of MrRobot Season 2, Python Part 2. Wow, what a season finale! One of the best shows on TV. The main star winning an Emmy. You can see why. Such an epic video. Right, let's get down into my breakdown. I'm not going to break it down immensely as it will turn out being an hour video, but I'll probably do a different video breaking down other parts of it. So obviously all season finales start with a recap. So it was recapping the previous episode and kind of various parts from other episodes. Right, and before we get going, I was thinking all the way through this episode, is Tyrell real? Is Tyrell real? Well, obviously, by the end of the video, you will know if that's true or not. So, it started off with Elliot and him talking in the car, them kind of getting into some kind of argument. Tyrell follows them out. They're at a theme park. Well, there's like a roller coaster in the background. And Elliot's like, you really don't know what's going on. And then he looks up. They both look up and we see the sky. So Elliot and Tyrell goes in first to this building where the operations are going on. And Elliot doesn't really know this place. He's like, oh, did the Dark Army set this up for you, Tyrell, etc. And then Tyrell's like, you really don't remember this place, do you? You really don't remember this place. Almost like saying he helped set it up, but he doesn't remember it, as Elliot has some mental issues, I guess. And then we find out Darlene's actually alive, but we already knew this because of the reference from the last episode where Dom says, I want to interview her, him or her. Can't exactly what she said, but I'm implying that Darlene was alive. So she's being interviewed by Dom. Obviously this is the first time we've seen her since the shooting, but I love the chemistry that Dom and Darlene have. They kind of bounce off each other. It's awesome the way they interact. So Dom Boss is saying, this isn't burn notice, this isn't a TV show, Darlene. She kept saying she wants to invoke the Fifth Amendment, and Darlene's boss is basically saying that you've got no right, you're a scum basically. And then we see Joanna, Tyrell's wife. This is quite an interesting bit because I didn't see this coming. So she goes to someone called Scott's house. Scott is the husband of the wife that Tyrell killed. So basically he was the person sending all these gifts, trying to give her false hope all this time. I mean, I personally thought Tyrell was sending her the gifts, so it turned out to be him. Basically he wanted her to feel the grief that he felt about losing his wife, and then he wanted to stamp on her. They got into some kind of argument. Joanna was trash talking him, saying, I'm glad your wife's dead, or something along the line. And then he goes and batters her nearly to a pulp. Didn't see it coming, a bit savage. You don't really get violence like this on this kind of program, as far as I'm aware. And then it flicks back to Darlene being interviewed, and she tells Darlene that she can suck a dick. It's quite funny. I love the expressions and sayings that she comes out with. And then Dom brings more evidence back. She brings the camera, the mask, the tripod, basically saying that if they find fingerprints on all the equipment, it's going to be linked back to F Society and linked back to her, but she's still saying, don't know anything. So it's pretty cool episode. Then we see Elliot actually seeing what the plan is. He's seeing the floor plans, basically the blueprints of E Corp, like facility. So basically we're pitching together what the actual plan is. And they're moving all the documents into one building. And then Tyrell's like, they're making it easier for us. We're not going to have to shift to other buildings. So basically the F Society, Tyrell, MrRobot and Elliot want to destroy all these documents, in other words. So it's pretty cool. Then Joanna's boyfriend is absolutely pissed that this Scott guy beat the hell out of her. So she wants to get back to him, and he says, here, do whatever. So Joanna's like, she basically makes him change his story from the night where it happened on the E Corp event. And he's basically going to tell the cops that he's seen Scott acting really suspicious didn't talk to anyone, ran away. So basically trying to deter it away from Tyrell. Almost like she's playing him. Almost like Joanna secretly knows that Tyrell's alive, but at this moment we haven't got a clue from the audience point of view. And then what happens? So yeah, basically trying to frame it for the murder of his own wife. So basically trying to say that Scott killed his wife and not Tyrell. So then Dom shows Darlene absolute evidence, all the evidence they've got on everyone from the F Society, all the evidence to do with Tyrell getting killed, or did he get killed, absolutely everything. You've seen a kind of diagram of absolutely everything. I can't really understand why she showed her that. Obviously she showed her that because she thought that she would say, yes, I'm involved, but she didn't say anything except for, what did she say again? She said, you've got to be, I'm kidding me. Have to blank that out, new YouTube rules don't allow you to swear. And then we see that MrRobot creeps his way back in. Elliot OD'd. Elliot tried everything to block him out. He just can't seem to block MrRobot out. But I love the dimension that Elliot has with MrRobot, as it's like he's talking to a different actor, but he's talking to himself in terms of the context of this show. So it's very clever. I love the kind of, I love what them two have. It's just amazing. So now Elliot's starting to kind of get an idea what the actual plan is. So basically Elliot knows what the plan is now. They're trying to make the building, exploded building, and kill a lot of innocent people. I've taken some notes, so let me just flick that on. And so basically Tyrell, Mr. Elliot, and Elliot's it's all that they're planned together. And then Elliot says that he's getting rid of the whole plan. He doesn't want to do it anymore. He doesn't want to destroy all this evidence. So he basically wants to destroy the whole of what I believe is phase 2. And then what's interesting happened is Tyrell puts the gun to Elliot and says, no you're not, no you're not. And then MrRobot is like, I don't know, I can't remember who exactly said it. And then MrRobot said, you told him not to let anybody stop the plan. So obviously Mr. Elliot is saying that Tyrell isn't real, you can't shoot him, because he thinks that Tyrell, like the audience thinks, is a alter ego of Tyrell. But then Tyrell shoots him. I did not see this coming, and Elliot drops to the floor. So it turns out that Tyrell is alive. I was and ahhing. My theory was wrong. I was and ahhing. I was speaking to a friend about it. I still couldn't decide whether he was real or not going through the show. But we find out that Tyrell is alive. So could that be a reason why Joanna wants her boyfriend to change the story to get Tyrell off this kind of murder charge that he's got and he's on the run? Does Joanna secretly know that Tyrell is alive? That would be an epic twist. So Elliot drops to the floor, but it's pretty predictable that Elliot's not going to be dead. As if you kind of read the Emmys news, you would know that Mr. Elliot says he's already filmed a scene from season 3. So don't worry guys, Elliot is not dead. And then, these are my notes I'm reading. I was like, holy, Elliot is real. So then Tyrell calls Angela, and Angela's like, it's okay, they told me you'd be calling. Obviously referring to White Rose or the Dark Army. This is a secure line. Are you with Elliot right now? Okay, I'm on my way. Don't let anyone go near him. I should be there. I should be the first person when he wakes up. So this tells us that Elliot is not dead. So he's obviously going to wake up somewhere in season 3, but the program has to have him. So Elliot is not dead. Do not worry, guys. And what's interesting in this scene is you see a fish, and obviously when she was getting questioned in the last episode by White Rose, there was a fish. Is it the same fish? I keep going on about this. The fish was not dead. So, did the plan get executed? Because when she dropped the phone, the lights went black and everything. So, did that building get exploded? My prediction theory is that obviously after Tyrell shot Elliot, he executed the programming code. Obviously, maybe Python, as the episode's called Python 2, and then the explosion happened, and that's why they blank out. That's why the kind of thing blacked out for a minute. And also forgot to mention that Tyrell says, "I love him," and she said, "Yes, I love him too," during that phone call. And then that is it. Episode over, season over. Wow. But wait a minute. There is a post-credit scene. They're doing a kind of Marvel kind of bit. So the two people from S Society that ran away, the guy with the beard and glasses, and the girl, can't remember the name, they're having a discussion. They're working at some kind of shopping mall, diner place, and then Joey Badass rocks up. I looked on IMDb, and he's called Joey Badass, the black guy who was in prison with him, but he wasn't actually in prison. So it turns out that Joey Badass is alive, and he says this, and I may do a theory video. Do you have the time? The whole program and show is based on timing, getting everything right, timing. So let me know down below what you think. Is Joey Badass, is he Dark Army? Is he actually the guy in charge of Dark Army? Is he behind everything? So much happened. I'm not going to make this video go on so much longer. Such an epic episode. Let me know down below what you think about the finale. Was it good? There is a lot of unanswered questions. Obviously now it looks like Angela is on board with the Dark Army, or she's just looking like she's part of the Dark Army now. Please subscribe, like, and comment. And anyway, thank you for all the support I've had on these videos. It's been crazy. I mean, I make these videos for fun, but I think I've had 4,000 views on like 3 videos. Don't do it for the views, do it to express my feelings about the programs I watch. I will be doing a prediction video on season 3, and maybe another theory video on what really happened. As this is more of an overall breakdown. So, come on, bud. Come on. Goodbye from my little boy Baz and Warstu, and I'll see you in another video, which will be my American Horror Story Season 6, Episode 2, Chapter 2, which will be posting later on tonight. Goodbye.